I think a lot of you have your own ideas of conspiracy theory and far out ideas about what is true and what exists. And most of us live in very confined and controlled environments in which how much crazy we let out. Most of you, like me, don't let the crazy out because we don't want to be judged or outcast by other people or not even other people, but the collective mob, right? Like individually, we believe what we believe, but there's an interesting mob mentality that happens when we all start to think together, and it gets crazy. So the first thing that's interesting to me is how much we all, if we could open our minds, how much most of us could connect some dots that we otherwise don't connect. Now, this could go into marketing. This could just go into straight up existence of things, like how do we get here? How do we get here as a species, etc. There's some crazy stuff, but let's keep going down this road. It is also interesting that as I'm watching this series, it's interesting how much of this content or research or whatever I didn't know about, right? There's this thing, there's the Bermuda Triangle. Most people know that. There's this thing in Japan called the Dragon's Triangle, and it's on roughly the same latitude as the Bermuda Triangle. And similar things happen over the Dragon Triangle that happen over the Bermuda Triangle. So that's interesting. But as I'm watching all of this data underneath the water, right, under the water where this Dragon Triangle is, are all of these man-made structures. There's a man-made structure under there that is the size of 2 football fields with 90-degree angles and pathways and staircases and stuff. That was clearly there. It was clearly man-made, not earth-formed. And it's been there, it's been buried in water, way under the water in the ocean, which would have been, 14,000 years ago. So, very fascinating about that, which brings me to the point that there is data that most of us don't know about, right? That if we had it, it would inform a different perspective. We sort of live without that data and then go about life as we understand life today, but without that other data, or with that other data, it might change how we think about things. You also, in the scope of business and marketing, are going about your days in the current time, doing what you do, but you don't have all the data. And so if you had more data, you might do things differently. You might understand the world differently. You might understand the game of marketing differently. My goal in this post is not so much to talk about my woo-woo crazy ideas about our origins and what's really happening in the world, as much as it is to simply connect some dots and a lesson, which is, there's a lot more to what's going on than you understand. Can we agree on that? There's a lot. I don't care about whether this is the pandemic of coronavirus, because I will tell you there's a lot more to this than you understand. Or is this about, we could even take this to just like I said, there's more data here than you're seeing. And if you had that data, you might behave differently about how you do business and marketing. Either way, it's interesting to me as I'm exploring this Ancient Aliens documentary on Netflix. It's interesting, right? If you can open your mind, what's the harm in opening your mind? What's the harm in it? It's interesting because I can hear, I don't think you would do this, because if you've watched this show for any length of time and you're in my tribe, we can get out there. But if somehow you found this show and you're not in this tribe and you're like, dude, you are crazy, fine. But it's interesting how much we pretend to know all that causes what we experience, or we pretend to know that everything is the way it is and that's the way it is, when in fact, you don't know. You have no idea.